Nolan Wells from vacation to victim. And so, for the people who are not familiar with the situation surrounding the name Nolan Xavier Wells, the backstory is like this: a young 18, soon to be 19-year-old college student who was a wide receiver for his community college went on a quick 4th of July vacation trip with friends. Now, I'm going to exclude certain things on purpose, but we'll get to those things in a bit, right? So he went on a boating trip, right, down in Mississippi on one of the islands out in Mississippi. And as the story goes, when his friends were about to depart, he said that he would catch up with them later and stayed behind. Well, he never made it back to where he was going. As a matter of fact, his mother ended up calling the cops and letting them know that he was missing. Here recently, as the search had continued, a body turned up down in Horn, Mississippi, and it has recently been confirmed that this was and is the missing Nolan Wells. So imagine, if you all would, just try to imagine looking at your baby in the morning, looking at your child in the morning, your child letting you know what their plans are, and taking off with friends out on a trip. Not just friends, right, but established friends who are part of a football team as well, right? And giving your blessing to your child to go out with said friends and have a good time for the 4th of July, only to discover that your child was the only kid that never made it back from this trip. And not just that, but your kid, when your kid was found deceased with no answers whatsoever outside of, well, the current investigation does not show that there was any foul play whatsoever. Since then, that information came from the sheriff of that local community, and since then, the family has reached out and has retained Ben Crump and his firm to represent them for the uh, forward motion of the trial. And so those are the over just the brush over of what's happening so far with Nolan Wells. And I will let the panel pick up from here. The question that I have, let's start this off with a quick question. Do you believe that what we are hearing and seeing right now, or what has been pushed out about Nolan, has been accurate, forthcoming, and trustworthy at this point? We'll start that with you, Mr. Wig.
Hey, go to the next person, last, if you don't mind.
Okay, yeah, not at all. Mikey, oh, I can't hear you. We can't hear you for some reason.
Yeah, that Miss Rachel's going full blast right now. It's party time.
Okay.
I mean, if this is as accidental as everyone says, then you guys won't have any problem giving me all those cell phones. Don't touch them. Put them in a bag. I want to know what the communication before it was. I want to know what it was during, and I want to know how everybody drove home and didn't nobody call his mama.
Wow.
So let's get them cell phones. Let's I mean, even if they tried to delete the stuff, it's been quick enough. Whatever their carrier is, they still have those. I mean, we're living under the Patriot Act, so I know they got those. So go ahead and scoop those up, put them in a folder, grab all everybody's text messages, put them in a folder, transcripts for the phone calls, put that in a folder, and let's see what that says. Because Why wasn't it three friends saved their friend from drowning? You know what I mean? What the hell? High school friends saved their friend from Bayou. It's the front page. Instead, these mugs is at the crib, and she calling around looking for folk. Practice on their A. Steven's getting dragged. Yeah. Plattner just resigned or suspended his campaign.
And I want Mikey Famine to know, I do not agree. Not to get off subject, but I do not agree with Plattner resigning at all.
I know.
Go ahead. Please do.
I think he was ready to push. It's on you, Rich. It's on you.
So I'm gonna back. So I'm gonna back up Mikey, and I'm probably gonna jump in advance and back up Stephanie and Lynn and Mr. Wig on what they're going to say about this Nolan Xavier Wells, the 18-year-old college student on 4th of July, celebrating the country. Like inflammatory words tonight. Celebrating the country with three friends who just happened to be Caucasian. And I guess when they were ready to leave, when they were ready to leave at 3:00 on the 4th, he wasn't ready to leave, and they left without him. Was it 3 or was it 4:30?
That's crazy.
Approximately 3 p.m. on the 4th, and then the group. Okay, so the last time that the last time that one of the friends saw Wells, 3 p.m. on the 4th of July, and then the group departed the island around 4:30. Let me say all this allegedly, because their boat was having a problem with the water, and so I'm gonna back up what everybody else says, and then I have anything other to add because I see some other things. So I'll let y'all have it.
Wig, you ready to jump in on that?
Yeah. So check this out. What they just said was that was the law side of it. When you're trying to find out what's going on with him, and I agree with everything they just said. Like in the story.
Okay.
This is what I told my sons. If it's three,
Your TV's not to you, Wig. Your TV's not to you.
No, my TV's not on.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
I hear a lot of background noise, but this is what I tell my sons. If it's three of them, it got to be three of you. Because if it's three of them and it's one of you, and anything go wrong, you're gonna be the scapegoat. So if his parents trusted them enough for them and respected them enough for them to go out and for him to go out with them, why didn't he call his parents and say, I'm gonna stay out a little longer? Or why didn't they tell his parents I'm gonna stay a little longer? Or we came back without him. So as my man on the first guy went, the cell phone's gonna tell the story. And even if they went and deleted it, you can still subpoena the cell phone company, and you get the hard copy of any text messages, locations where they were, and stuff like that. Listen, I believe the story that they're saying made about as much sense as giving Stevie Wonder tickets to the Knicks game on the floor.
Not a little Stevie.
That's how much sense this story made that they saying. You forgot everything. You don't remember this. You don't remember. You remember how to get home. You remember how to get back. Right?
Yeah.
And why they got what teenager today in this country in this world, not this country, in this world, what teenager today separate from their cell phone?
That's valid as well.
No teenager. Listen, your child could be sitting right next to you, and or be in the next room. And 9 times out of 10, if you don't really answer you be easier off texting them.
Mr. Wig, I want to go on and acknowledge real quick. I'm going to interrupt you and acknowledge that as an adult man, I can't be separated from my phone either. So please continue.
So at the end of me, that's me too. Okay. So at the end of the day, the fish stink from the head to the tail.
Man, you said this.
That's what it is.
You
The
said that.
fish stink from the head to the tail.
You said that fish in the river just floating.
So that's what I think about it. Listen, we that's why we have these conversations with our kids. They don't have the conversation with their sons. When they go out, their parents tell them not to get in trouble. Our parents tell us how not to get in trouble. That's the difference. Unfortunately, he trusted them more than it seems to me, in my opinion, he trusted them a little bit too much. Real quick, uh, a certain person in my life, her friend's husband deer hunts. This cat asked me, "Do you want to go hunting with me?" Motherfucker, what I look like? No, that's a hell no. Why would I? Even though I know how to handle myself as far as guns and stuff like that, no, I don't want to go out with you because I'm not going to be that mistake.
Mm,
Mm.
So
mm.
that's where I'm at with that right there.
The pheasant came in low, you see. Nah, brother.
And we sitting in the same hide. No,
Man,
so that's
yeah.
where I'm at with that
We was in the truck. What you talk about pheasants?
glass. That's what I'm saying, man. So I pray we find out what happened to the young man. Like I say, the fish stink from the head to the tail. And from my understanding, what I've heard, you hear a lot of stuff on social media. One of their parents is a judge.
Ah,
So if that let's just say that is true and that is the case. How much influence you think they're gonna have over the investigation of the police department?
She said that she was the one that had her son put on his social media account.
And why would she do that?
Well, she said that she was afraid for the family and the privacy, and she was worried about their safety.
Then you change your name.
Is that why they ran and got lawyers too?
oh, listen, let's not put the cart before the horse. Give us a second.
Okay.
We
I'm
gonna
good. I'm good then. I'm good. Go ahead.
Well,
we
I
are
already
good.
said, but hold on. I already said I was going to support what Mr. Wig, what Mikey, and what Stephanie Lynn, who I have no idea what they're going to say. I've already gone on record and said I'm already supporting them. So if they said we're going to burn the country down, I'm screwed.
So let's go, Miss Lynn. Now. I want to hear what Miss Lynn got to say.
Okay.
So, Mr. Lynn and Miss Stephanie. So
I'm sorry.
I don't know if
First.
y'all heard the question, Steph and Lynn. I'm not sure if y'all heard what the questions were, because you were having you were trying to reconnect. So
Yeah.
okay, so did y'all hear what the questions were that I threw out there? Okay,
No.
so
No.
essentially, just recapping, I gave an overview of what was going on with the late Nolan Wells, and then the question is, do we believe what's being put out right now? Oh, and I forgot the rest of the question, but it was two other things.
Wait, do us a favor
Yeah,
and read the overview. Repeat the overview.
sure. Yeah, and so I gave the overview of young Nolan, and what I said essentially.
I
I
can't.
don't know.
We can't hear.
We
There's a lot of
hear-
background.
All right,
A
we
lot
got
of
it.
background
We got it.
noise.
Got it corrected.
Okay.
So what I was saying, I gave the overview, essentially talking about Nolan Wells leaving July 4th to go on a boating trip, a vacation with some of his football former teammates, and then, long story short, being the only person who was left out when they went back, and eventually his mother ended up calling the police and letting them know that he was missing, only to be found recently and identified down in Mississippi. And from that, the questions become: do we believe what's being put out? Essentially, do you think there might have been foul play? And what are your responses to this type of thing happening in Mississippi?
Well, the optics look bad, but I always like to gather as many facts, information from all sides before I, try to reach a conclusion. Because right now, to me, all things are on the table from a possibility standpoint. Could be foul play. It could be, accidental. Would this guy be the first guy? Because listen, if there's a girl involved,
I heard you say something about a girl.
right? If there's a girl involved, and the girl wants me to stay longer, and now I got to make a choice: girl, or go back with my friends. And the girl is saying, "Well, no, stay and kick it with us," and blah blah blah.
You could get a ride back with us.
Right, we'll take you back. And you know what I haven't read? Could he swim? Was he a swimmer? Because he drowned.
So yes, he could swim. He took classes at the YMCA when he was younger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, but to think, but it feels like it's coming across kind of obvious to everybody. The majority opinion right now is very heartbreaking and sickening. To even try to fathom. But at the same time, like Wiggs said, the conversation needs to be had with your kids. Look, just in case, because you don't know. And that would be horrific if those are your boys. But you know how sometimes you have friends, and if we want to talk about the different colors and everything, sometimes, it's not all the time, but sometimes our friends can act a little strange around the majority group, and that could be on either side. So you don't know. I'm sure all of us have seen that to some point, and I even noticed when I've been in mixed company, if some of my friends start acting a fool against, somebody of a different race that I'm cool with, I check them. But everybody doesn't do that. And look, I'll just be unpopular for the moment, but I know I can get with you later and be like, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like people picking on or acting brand new and different because you're doing something, because everybody is not the same. I don't like that. Now, if a person of another race or gender or whatever is being extra, they can get checked too. You know what I mean? But you're just trying to keep everybody on the same page and safe, so that uncomfortable conversation, no matter how old-fashioned or ridiculous it may seem, would benefit anybody. Because the goal is to have fun, but to be safe. I always say be safe. I don't care if it's kids or an adult. I always say be safe. I don't care if you're a male or a female. I always say that because anything can happen. Things have happened in the past, and we still got a lot of rigmarole left over from that. And so you just never know. You can never be too safe. And I hope as more evidence comes out, the boy is gone. The young man is gone. That's the whole thing. And it just makes me sick. And in order, if that is the case, if foul play was in play, then that would make it even more heart-wrenching. But we will see based on how everybody surrounding that's involved, their behavior. Some of them will be behaving out of fear, like you're saying, getting lawyered up and all that kind of stuff. But is it fear just because of the masses, or is it fear because foul play was involved?
And I don't know how familiar you guys are with. I'll tell you, I got sucked into it, and I still want to know how it ends because the guy got a new trial. But the Murdoch family, from South Carolina, boating accident. Girl's body wasn't found for days or weeks. Now all of them was the same color, but when it was time, the Murdoch dad was trying to shut everybody down because he was an attorney. He was trying to control the narrative because his drunk son was driving the boat.
It can be the same scenario when your pockets aren't the same too,
Right, and that was that. Everybody wasn't rich like the Murdochs. They were old money, running the town, legal, all that stuff. I think what also makes this feel a certain way is the introduction of one particular lawyer who specializes in
shenanigans.
Situations like this. And I remember I did ask a friend of mine, I said, give me another race where an attorney from that race can make $1 bajillion
Yeah.
going after the law or bad neighbors, chasing a dude who's jogging through the neighborhood. That we're the only ones. There's no Hispanic attorney that does wrongful death against the police. There's no white attorney who goes after the police when they shoot an unarmed white man. There's no Asian attorney.
They use the black attorney.
Even though they got a hate bill, there's no Asian attorney who goes after the law when they shoot unarmed Asians. It's only Ben Crump and them.
You know what?
Image the chat. I gotta say, well, something
ain't right. Like you say,
his red phone was ringing.
Hey, now wait a minute. Hold on. Now I already agreed to everything everybody was going to say, not knowing what they were going to say. And you know what? That was a damn good decision I made, because everybody knows that me and Lynn don't agree on hardly anything. When this man Lynn says something about Benjamin Crump, and I didn't want to say it, so I'm glad that he beat me to it, because I have concerns about Benjamin Crump. But I know other black folks across the nation love him, so I'm gonna fall back. Not that I'm afraid of peer pressure or about arguing with other black folks. I ain't afraid. And I'm gonna fall back on this one, and then I'm gonna have to agree with Lynn again about getting all the facts. I'll agree with that again.
That glass applause button, because I'm like, what?
He does have an applause sound effect. He's just saving
so,
it.
So go ahead, Lynn. But I have to jump in and say, when I saw Benjamin Crump, but I'm gonna fall back. And
I never heard of him. I never heard of him before Trayvon Martin.
This is true.
First time I ever heard of him.
Well, I'm trying to think, because he has some affiliation with a guy here whose name is Quanell X, and he would be back and forth here with Quanell X. But then Quanell kind of hit some turbulence as far as character and stuff. So Ben Crump would always kind of like not be in his stead, but because again they would kind of be around each other. Quanell was the face here, but Ben was always kind of like on the side or in the background.
I think Quanell fell for it a couple of times. He supported people who didn't need support, and they was on one, and he put his reputation on the line.
Yeah, they was lying.
And look, as Jesse Jackson called him Quan. No, he was like, okay, Quan. Quan was kind of involved. I'm gonna quote the president, allegedly in some weird activity. Or not weird activity, but just like some, foolishness, and kind of sort of got out there. So, but
yeah.
So he stepped back a little bit, and now Crump is everywhere now.
So Mike, are you talking about like a Tawana Brawley type situations he got into?
Me?
You remember her?
I didn't bring up anybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me look.
Yeah.
She might be from my time, but I can look.
So the question that I have is, first, well, there's two things, right? A couple of things. One of the first things is another one of his good friends, his close friends, told him to be careful before going out, right? And this is America, and I just want to say I hate that we have to have those types of cautions thrown out there.
Yeah.
It's going on live. Secondly, why isn't the name of and I think somebody said this or mentioned this, why isn't the name of the person who he was staying back with being released?
The girl's name?
Yes.
It was released.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I saw it. Let me see if I got it written down. Her name was oh gosh, let me see. Her name was released.
Is she a minor?
That's a good question.
I don't know. Let me see if I have in my pictures. Wait a minute.
'Cause that's what
He
it
was
would
18 and in community college.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second here.
Okay. And then the next thing moving forward is since his phone was recovered. Well, let me move back a little bit because there were reports of some form of an altercation that happened on the boat between the party. Um, Now the details of that specific altercation haven't come out, and but there has been information shared that said that a part of the altercation was caught on camera,
Mm.
and yeah, and so I'm wondering why that information hasn't been pushed out either. Now I know this is an ongoing investigation.
Katie.
Yeah, and you know it will be. Yeah.
Yeah. Katie. I'm trying to get her whole name.
Yeah.
The young girl. It's
God
not
damn.
saying her age, but her name is Katie.
Damn.
Boy, hold on 1 second here. Go ahead, keep going.
Yeah. So do we think that there should have been more information that could have been released at this point? And if so, why has it not been released? Is it because of an ongoing investigation, or could it be because of what it's pointing to? With the understanding that yes, Mr. Crump has been reined into the situation, and generally speaking, when he becomes a part of the issue, it's a civil rights matter, right? So with these phones,
Right. Jesus.
first off, I just need to. I almost forgot about something. The local sheriff he's already come out and said that the investigations are showing that no foul play happened.
No foul play.
Yeah, I
Listen
just
to what
saw
I
it, but-
listen to what I tell you, because what I tell you is true.
Go ahead, Wig. Go off on that. Let me see what you're talking about.
All I'm saying is, if it's a local judge, we gonna say that they have to deal with the justice system there. At the end of the day, they're gonna give that kid the benefit of the doubt, point blank in the story, or those kids. So that's why I said whatever the investigation is in Mississippi. Like you said, Glass earlier, it's sad to say that we have to think like this today. Whatever the investigation is in Mississippi, I'm going to say in the South, particularly the Southeast. You can't tell me that it's gonna be clean. It's gonna be fair.
What
They're gonna need an independent
what
autopsy, and they
city,
need them phones in a bag now.
what city
Exactly.
what city did that happen in?
Horn,
Not a major city.
I know, but I want to hear it.
Horn, Mississippi. Well, that's at least that's where his body
What
was
city?
found.
What is it?
Horn, Mississippi.
Horn Island.
Horn Island, yeah.
Island.
Uh, and the sheriff
Because
that was
it's
speaking
smaller.
about it, yeah, the sheriff that was speaking about it is the Jackson County sheriff.
So you said Horn Island?
Mm-hmm. You trying to find out where it is on the map?
It's like
Let's
water. So,
let's take a look at it.
because listen, Mississippi ain't got a bunch of places that
Katie's
a lot
mother,
of people
Gracie
trying to
McCormick,
unless you
confirmed.
from there.
So the girl's name is Katie McCormick. Katie McCormick is the girl that he was, seeing, last girl seeing him. Katie McCormick. Yeah, I remember that from this morning. Katie McCormick. And the Gracie McCormick, her mother, confirmed on social media. Well, hold on. Now I'm reading. Wait a minute. Hold on. So everybody who's watching this, I'm reading from a site. If you trust the site that I'm looking at, because I've argued before in the past about trusting every site we see and every Facebook post we come across on our social media screen. So Katie's mother, Gracie McCormick, confirmed on social media that her daughter indeed spent time with Nolan on Horn Island. She noted the two parted ways. She noted that the two parted ways before he went missing, and that Katie had no knowledge of what happened afterwards. She is the only woman linked to Nolan Wells since he disappeared and was found dead in Horn Island.
So how
Did you
she get back
trust
to the
this-
mainland?
Huh?
How she get back to the mainland?
Oh, on a boat, like everybody.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like, 8 of us came on this mug, and 7 of us came back, and everybody's like, "All right, see you later, happy 4th," and just fucking
Well-
laugh. Like, what is happening right now?
We said that at 3 o'clock they were talking, and then they decided at 4:30 to leave. So they says here, according to Judge Cole's statement, that's one of the friends' mother, reported by this Clarion Ledger. So she's making a statement that she can be held accountable for. Her stepson last saw Wells approximately 3 p.m. on July 4th. And I imagine this was on the island. And then the group departed the island around 4:30 p.m. Now that's what Judge Cole is saying on, I guess, on behalf of her stepson, who was one of the 3 friends on the island. And then it says
So
here,
Judge Cole is a judge, or the
Right,
first name
so-
is judge.
So according to Judge Cole, she's one of the friends'
Which is-
mothers. Huh?
Okay. So she's
So
a
according
judge.
to Judge Cole,
Her name is not
What-
Judge.
huh? So
No, I'm just trying
according
to figure out if someone's name was judge, because that's a name, or
Right,
if
right.
they were a judge.
no, she's a judge. So according
Judge
to
Ashley Cole.
Gotcha.
Judge
Judge
Ashley.
Ashley Cole, her statement reported by the Clarion Ledger, her stepson saw Wells at approximately 3 p.m. on July 4th. And then the group departed around 4:30 from the island because of a water issue with the boat. And then Judge Cole said Nolan made a decision to stay on the island and return inland later with another group of friends. She emphasized that her stepson has cooperated fully and has been interviewed by the Jackson County Sheriff's Department. She denied any attempts by her family to impede or hamper the investigation. Now, this is what this Judge Ashley Cole, one of the friends' stepmother, is saying. That's what she's saying. I don't know if she's telling the truth.
From the head to the tail.
Okay.
From the head to the
You
tail.
know,
Okay.
look, that he made a decision, so that puts everything back on him, and it takes everything off of her stepson.
And it also in that statement, who are these friends that he said he would catch a ride back with?
Mm-hmm.
From the
That's-
head to the tail.
So I was
That's-
trying to look it up. They probably took, I would imagine, like a ferry. So it looked like there was a couple of companies that like provide ferries out to Horn Island down there.
Okay,
And it's
that
like,
makes
so if they, because that's a sizable gap of water. Like you're not
sense.
getting
so
in a
they probably
fishing
run
boat
every half hour or something like that.
because you're not getting in a fishing boat and crossing that.
Right.
You're probably going to run out of gas. That's like several miles. That's not close. So
And
I
if
get,
that's-
and they have like these big, like
Water,
deep sea,
boat.
like seaworthy vessels that can hold up to 18 people. And I guess that they're the ones making the laps back and forth with people on it. Because I'm like, on what planet are these teenagers taking boats like that out there? You know what I mean? So he didn't want to take the charter boat. Is that what I'm supposed to believe now?
Yeah,
Well,
the
they
Okay,
ordered-
let me add this.
He wanted to kick it with Katie.
And listen to this. Now they said that the other boys came
But
back
Katie
early
was gone.
also.
That's the thing.
But they said that the other guys came back early because of the issues with the boat and water. So to me, it's like if he wanted to stay back, Katie's number one, maybe, and then 2 is like that boat.
Let them figure that boat out.
Yeah.
So I got a question. So Katie, I think that's her name, Katie. What time did Katie's mom say that she last seen Mr. Wells?
3 o'clock.
I said like 3, I think.
Okay, let's say 3.
I thought it
And
was
what
3 o'clock.
time did what time did the judge say the last time her stepson seen Mr. Wells?
At
Stepson.
3.
No, that's at 3 o'clock. Wig. That's at 3 o'clock.
Right. And what time did Katie's mom say the last time she seen Wells?
She didn't say because the judge is the stepmother of one of the friends.
No, I
Katie's,
got that. I got that. I'm talking about the statement that Katie's mom put out.
yeah,
Right.
Katie, she didn't say the. Hold on, we go back and look again. I don't think she said the exact time.
Yeah,
Okay.
the math ain't math because I thought you did say a time, and it would have been
Well,
somebody
what
didn't
time was
say Katie
4:30?
was
Where the
4:30
fuck
was
is
the time that the friends got on the bad boat and left the Horn Island. 4:30. But the last
Oh,
time
so I'm talking about Katie. Ain't nobody left yet.
okay, so Nolan Wells was last seen alive. Y'all acting like me. Nolan Wells was last seen alive on July 4th at 3 p.m. So the next question is, who saw him alive? I'm taking it was the friends. I don't know if it was Katie. I don't know.
If it's 3 o'clock, the last thing seen alive, then it should be the whole crew, Katie and everybody. And then the boys didn't leave till 4:30. So what are we talking about? How did y'all leave at 4:30 and he goes missing or last seen alive at 3? Something ain't adding up.
Okay.
From the head to the tail.
Okay, listen.
It's an hour and a half in there.
This is to me. This is a cover. This is a cover
I
yourself.
know we're digging deeper and deeper, but I kind of feel like we need to come to a hard stop because first of all, we don't have. This is still an
Glass, can you hear me?
ongoing. We haven't heard.
They breaking up.
We have not heard from everybody, and as a former reporter, you go by what you have. And they got way more than they're letting us know.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So Stephanie.
Okay.
Now I'm at Ebony. I'm at Ebony website. Okay. I didn't know if Ebony had a website. So it says here that
It's a
he
short
was.
website.
It says that Nolan Wells was a Ocean Springs, because she was asking Ocean Springs. I feel like I'm answering questions. So Ocean Springs is where he was from in Mississippi. Ocean Springs. That's where Wells was from, according to Ebony.
Oh, that was from an earlier question.
You are very good.
So again, with the information that we have right now,
Thank you for saying that.
yeah, and I do agree with Steph that we do have to hit a little bit. We got to pump the brakes a little bit, but I also know that on that very same day, on the 4th of July, that we had a hate group march in DC. And so it's hard to push out the biases that I think we get honestly because America has created these biases that we begin to look at different things. Like our lenses are tainted. And I think we've gotten that honest. I think America showed us that again on the 250th birthday with a group that was allowed to carry Confederate flags through our nation's capital.
You talking about the Vulture Scouts?
Yeah.
Buzzard Scouts? They ain't no damn Eagle Scouts. I know they don't know no damn knot. They know one knot. You know what I'm saying? Then you know what knot. Like, I wish everybody would like. I get you're just like giving the details of the story. Y'all need to senselessly mock these little boys. They are out of shape. They are not ready for battle with nothing. Mock them to their faces. I wish they would have got on the train in St. Louis. Oh my God. Or if they would have got on the Brown line on the L or something like that. I wish they would show up where we are actually at. Wasn't nobody trying to be in 137-degree heat to see Donald Trump, old ridiculous gelatinous ass up there talking for 75 hours. Wasn't nobody about to do that. Black people staying in the crib for that.
So Mikey,
come to where we at with your little Confederate flags.
Mikey,
what's up.
no, wait a minute now. Hold on.
Come see us.
Boy. So check this out.
I have something interesting. I have something interesting to read about Ocean Springs, Mississippi.
Okay. Oh, so real quick, because we want the Constitution to work for all of us. So the freedom of speech allows.
Questions. Is Ocean Springs, Mississippi?
What's going on, Manny? Steph, you were breaking up a bit when you were reading that. We couldn't hear what you were saying.
Pause for effect.
So we want people to have the freedom to exercise their freedom of speech in a peaceful manner.
Okay, can you hear me now? Is it considered what? Ocean Springs?
It's in and out on us.
Are they in their basement? No. Okay.
No.
I don't know. Somewhere far away from the router.
Yeah, but we want people to have their right to exercise their freedom of speech in a peaceful manner. And so we don't want to ever say, well, hey, come on down here with that stuff. Because we know a race war would happen. A race war, Mikey, would kick off if that happened. That's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can hear you now.
They ain't got a peacock.
No basement thingies.
Oh, okay.
We ain't gotta do the peacocking and the strutting the feathers and all that stuff. Come, if you want to dance, young man, come down here and let's dance. Like you ain't gotta walk around with your little peacock feathers, walking around acting like a big boy. We know you weak. They all cookie dough under there, sweating their asses off with masks on when they was trying to get everybody sick during COVID, and now they won't take their mask off.
Yeah, that's a great point, Mikey. That's a great point. That's a great point.
You Klansmen don't scare me. Put your little ramekin on, or your little balaclava on, whatever you want to put on. Whatever you want. Put a hood on. It don't matter. Ain't nobody scared of y'all.
But you know what? The one problem with this case, because we don't have all the facts, because it's in the Deep South, and I think Mississippi could place in the top 3 of the most racist states in the nation. Mississippi could place in the top 3.
Yeah.
And so the idea of trying to ignore race is really quite difficult. You know, even though it may have just been an accidental drowning, the way Lynn said, if he couldn't swim good enough. And swimming in the swimming pool is one thing. Swimming in the ocean or in a lake or something, that could be
even in the Gulf. Or even in the Gulf.
So that Horn Island, was that in the Gulf? That Horn Island, was that in the Gulf of Mexico?
Wait a minute. Let me go back and double check. But yeah, I believe it is because I saw so it's Mississippi and then it was bordering Louisiana. Okay. Right? And so
that's the Delta.
Yeah, it's down in the Delta.
So swimming in the Delta is different than swimming in the swimming pool, right?
I sent you something, Jay Glass. I texted you what I was trying to read.
Let me see if I could grab it real quick. Okay, give me 1 second.
Race war. I don't.
Let me pull my other computer over.
We just need them we just need them to identify themselves.
Mikey said if
But I like what Glass said. You know, we want to say we don't want to see this through a racial glass, but it's tainted. How can you not? How can you not? I mean, because even if it was some type of like a initiation, let's say it was some type of initiation or whatever, gone wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I mean, if it's an accident, you know what I'm saying, it was an accident. But this don't smell like no accident to me.
Well, you know what? Here's
and they'll use Katie to hide their deeds. You know what I'm saying? Katie ain't got shit to do. Like, homie was with 3 of the football homies. How are y'all not punching each other in the balls, farting, doing dumb, immature 19-year-old shit the whole time? And then bro is just gone for 2 hours and everybody just leave him? Nah, I ain't going.
You know what? You know
Was
what?
there alcohol?
So you know what, Mr. Glass? I'm gonna have to agree with Mikey on this. He's younger. He can identify with these younger people. And if he's saying, no, that ain't how it goes down, then I'm gonna have to roll with that.
So
Even though
let
I
me
don't have all the information. I think Mikey's probably right on this.
let me read what Steph sent me. She said Ocean Springs, Mississippi is not, well, she didn't say it. It's a post that she found. Ocean Springs, Mississippi is not universally defined as racist, but like much of the deep South, it carries a complex racial history and ongoing tensions. While many residents view the coastal town as a diverse, progressive, and welcoming community, civil rights groups and some minority residents have pointed out systemic and cultural issues. It's Mississippi. It's Mississippi. And again, unfortunately, so one of the things that I often say about how people interact with me and how I tell my children what to do, how they should react to folks. America has taught us how to treat her. America has taught us how to treat her. And unfortunately, exactly, Manny, it's Mississippi. Again, this is going back to what I was saying. If America, by and large, was able to actually come to a point of understanding humanity as simple humanity, these things wouldn't be an issue. But since there's a portion of America that is, again, parading themselves through our capital on the 250th birthday, during the same day that this thing happened, we have to believe, especially a state like Mississippi. Whenever I drive through the South, there's one state that I will refuse to drive. I don't stop. I won't stop. And it's not out of fear.
Right. You ain't spend the night.
It's out of disgust. Yeah, I'm not staying the night there. I got in my room.
Sundown towns everywhere. Sundown towns are everywhere. We kind of sort of joke about it, but we like to drive a lot, and we know that ain't nobody playing in Texas, Vidor, Texas, and different places in Texas and Arkansas, different places in Arkansas. Anything
Southern Illinois, Indiana.
Yeah, any place, because you already know it's in Missouri. There are so many different places. My stepdad was born and raised in Coldwater, Mississippi. And he will tell you that black folks is still scared of white folks down there. And other folks, like his son, my stepbrother, would say that it's a lot of controversy still between black folks and white folks. So black people stay where they stay, white folks stay where they stay. You know, when you stay, but then again, they'll tell you try not to go through certain places at night. We live here in Houston. People still tell you not to go to certain places at night. James Byrd was dragged to his death here.
In Tyler? Is that the one in Tyler, Texas?
No, not Tyler. No, I don't think it was Tyler.
It wasn't
Texas.
Tyler. It was
something.
I'll tell you in a second.
I only heard of it because that's where he got dragged.
Yeah, it was just. Okay. Hold up.
But yeah, I remember. I had a guy that I had to audit. He was in some part of Louisiana, and he told me, he said, "Lynn, I've only met you once." He was a white guy. He said, "I've met you once, but I like you. So please don't drive out here and audit me." And he had somebody come from Mississippi.
Jasper, Texas.
Jasper. Yes. That's another one.
And a person that we used to work with, he would tell us, there's this place called Vidor. And he goes, it's not a good place. You shouldn't don't ever be there at nighttime.
Vidor. Vidor, Texas.
Yeah, I've heard it. When I lived in Texas, I heard of that one too.
Yeah,
But to me, any of them, you see that sign, if you ain't never heard of it, keep going. That's why I don't
Yeah,
play with the gas tank. I don't play with the gas tank. Keep it. Look,
and just especially in Texas, because Texas is forever long, especially trying to drive across it. But just like y'all are saying, um, the whole state of Mississippi is a sundown state, in my
Well,
opinion.
Yes.
well,
In
hold
my
on.
opinion,
Even
wait a
that's
minute.
my
Jackson.
opinion.
Hey, hold on. Check this out. So when I was in Arizona, I was doing a little driving job, and a man from Mississippi was with his working colleagues, and he said, "Richard, northern Mississippi, you okay, but stay out of southern Mississippi. It's not worth it."
Oh, you're not, because
So,
northern Mississippi is still the South. It's still Mississippi.
hold on a second. This white man said the southern part of Mississippi has not changed at all. He says, if you ever move and you ever decide to move to Mississippi, you stay northern part of Mississippi. Don't go to the southern part. They have not changed. Now, he told me this back in 2000, oh God, 2004, 2005.
So here's the question then that I
That
would
was
have
his
asked.
opinion. That was his opinion. So
Sure, and I would have asked him. So how do I tell the difference between a northern Mississippi white person or a southern Mississippi white person upon initial
he
impression?
was saying to stay out of the
Number
southern
of teeth.
Mississippi as far as living and living in the that's
No,
what he was saying.
I understand his point, but what I'm saying is, it's not like people from southern Mississippi don't migrate north as well. They're just like
The
any other
whole
people.
The way, well, wait a minute.
that
The way he was talking about this, they hadn't migrated to nowhere in the world. They were
Well,
still
then
stuck back in.
they
So,
in the
right.
areas that he's, because I'm familiar with it, the areas that he's talking about traditionally, yes, they are stuck. But just like in 1998, when I was in
Right.
South Carolina, Fort Jackson basic training, I met a whole bunch of motherfuckers from southern Mississippi and northern Mississippi that I was there
They acted
with.
the same way.
And you know what? I
They
couldn't
acted the
tell
same
the
way. All right. So look,
Good double park.
look.
I couldn't.
Listen. And I said this on this podcast. There's certain states I don't want to drive through at all.
Yeah.
Mississippi is one. Now, Louisiana is another state I don't want to drive through.
hell yeah.
You
Now
know,
you can drive, but look, try to get through it in the daytime if you can, or else if you driving at night, make sure you got a full tank of gas and something to pay in. I'm just saying.
I-10. Stay on
I-10 for sure.
I
Yeah.
agree. I
I mean,
yeah.
and this, and Jay Glass, like you said, when Wig was saying he was agreeing with you, of course, you guys couldn't hear me, but America, and I'm glad to be here. This is still my home and everything, and I pray for our country all the time. However, she does have a past. She does have a past, a
She got
very
bodies.
horrible past involving us, and we have been fighting to overcome it, and we've been making, our way through, and we have, gained some ground, but it's still a lot. The history is the history. The history is the history. It will not go away. It will never go away. And when people tell you to shut up and get over it and get through it, okay, they get to say what they want to say, but we know what reality is. No, you shouldn't always throw race into things, but at the same time, most of the time, it's got something to do with race. Or it may have something to do with, sexism or even classism. Either they broke, and then if you broke and black, damn. You know what I'm saying? Broke black, dude, broke black female, well, damn, what you got? But if you if you're more affluent, just different things sometimes may make it a little better for you depending on where you are. It just depends on the situation, but always be cautious. Don't you ever go out here. Always stay humble and have your head on a swivel, because everybody ain't like you and everybody don't like you. So you have to be careful. And we're like that too. We don't like everybody and everybody ain't like us. So just be careful, because evil is out there. Stop going out thinking that it's a fairy tale life. And as you know, most fairy tales go through a lot of crap first before they get to the happily ever after. It ain't no happily ever after.
Yeah.
Thank you,
And to
Mr.
a point,
Glass, and thank you, Mikey, for getting at that guy.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, for sure. And even we were responding in the comments, and even to your point, I would put money on it that the majority of, I mean, the vast majority, matter of fact, I'd say 97% of the Black American community would love for America to get over racism. We would love to say America is no longer a racist country, but we continue to have incidents where our kids end up in a tree based off of suicide, right? I can post comments from the family bloodline page that it's not Black people in these comments being racist. It's never a Black person in my comments being racist. We have a lot of Black people in my comments being ignorant, and some people that just want to debate, which is good. I'm good with that. But I had a white guy, and this is so white America. Let me tell you something. I love y'all. The ones that I love, y'all know I love y'all. But there's a bunch of other motherfuckers I just absolutely hate. But there was one guy I laughed at the comment. Like, first off, racism doesn't hurt my feelings unless it comes to a situation like this. And if this situation drags out to be what we don't want it to be, which could be a racist situation, cuss. But I've never had anybody Black in my comments tell me, why don't you go be a tree ornament like your ancestors? That was a white guy, white America. I didn't see anybody going in and correcting him. I didn't see any of you all saying, wait a minute, this is an American citizen that you're talking to like that, and we won't accept that as Americans.
A veteran.
Can I jump in real quick? And I'm not trying to take this off what Stephanie said so powerfully about race and stuff. That Caitlin Clark situation when she fell down and the girl fell over the top of her and put her hand on her neck, and then that girl, Alyssa Thomas, started receiving hate messages, and it took Caitlin Clark 9 days to respond. And when she did respond, she didn't condemn racism; she just condemned the hate. And I thought that's kind of like still protecting those, offering a shield instead of saying, "Hey, these text messages you're going to Alyssa Thomas, they're racist, and we're not a racist country, and I'm a white woman, and I'm against racism." She didn't do that. But I'll stop there, and I'll go back to we'll go back to what we're talking about.
She was also afraid because sometimes when people put you in that situation, then I'm not speaking for her, but I could just imagine her being very afraid to be put into, that position to talk about it. So she's scared from all sides. Like, damn, I may say the wrong thing. She's thinking, I think she's mostly maybe afraid of being considered racist. She probably said, I never said any of this. These are other people saying all of these things. And then for her to have to be put in the middle of it to police it, she didn't ask for that. She wanted to play ball.
But here's the one.
She's trying to hoop, and they keep, like, I did watch some of the replays. They are falling on her ass. Like, they are trying to hurt her. They was doing that shit to Wemby. It is rampant, and most of the young people in sports, I don't know why they are trying to injure the superstars. Like, knock that shit off. Play ball. Look, you ain't gonna look. If y'all lucky she ain't LeBron size, because people tried to hurt LeBron, and LeBron started breaking ribs and shit like that, and then they had to realize that wouldn't happen. This dude is too big, he's too strong, he's too fast. But these like skill athletes like Wemby and Caitlin Clark, people are headhunting them, right? That people are trying to put the stars out. I don't know if it's betting, I don't know what it is, but they're definitely trying to get her out of games and Wemby out of games and shit like that. So
but
I get that she's trying to just be like, yo, get off of me, bro. Like,
but wait a minute.
And now it's a racial thing. She's like, God damn it, I'm just trying to
wait a minute. Hold on.
She's trying to play, and like Glenn said, they jealous. And it's just like this whole female. Some people still are not. People are still not into the WNBA. Some people have that kind of hate. But I could just only imagine all she wants to do is, I'm not speaking for her, but to me, she looked like she just want to play ball and get chicks.
Yeah, but hold on, wait a minute. When they were making those racist comments at Alyssa Thomas, where Alyssa Thomas could have came up dead, maybe in a fashion similar to Mr. Wells. We don't know all the merits of Mr. Wells' case. But what I'm saying is, when Caitlin Clark has had white people protect her, saying that she's white and that's why they're going at her, but when people start going at Alyssa Thomas and racist comments, Caitlin Clark did not stop and say, I condemn racism. She said, I condemn hate. Well, hate could come from either side. So that was her smooth way, but that's just my personal opinion. But back to this situation.
Gotcha.
Back to this situation, because this is, like you said, this is in the state of Mississippi. Mississippi doesn't have a good track record when it comes to Black folks, particularly when they come up missing.
What city?
And then my big thing is, see, Lynn beat me to this about Mr. Trump. Now, look, y'all have heard me talk about, I love to see Black men become successful and Black women, get college educated, pay your bills, you're not hooked on drugs or alcohol, and you're doing a great service to the community. Fantastic. But this $260,000 that they raised in this GoFundMe fund, to go get Benjamin Crump, as long as that money is spent appropriately, I don't want to hear no confusion about misappropriation of money at all. And I stop there.
I don't want to jump into that part of it because I think that can become sensationalized for a specific reason, and it moves the ball from the actual topic, right? And especially, let's look at Carmelo Anthony's situation, where a lot of people pivoted to, well, his mom did this with the money, his mom did that, they did this. But the fact is that the young man's still locked up, and he's pushing for appeal with a superstar team, I might add, right? So that's what we would be talking about. Even if they went out and blew the money, right? That's their prerogative. I know. I used to know. Yeah, I used to know a lot of white doctors and professional white folks that blew their money on cocaine. But I've never heard anybody say anything about that when they related, those same folks were late on their mortgages or they had to downgrade because of the economy, right?
Man, I DJ'd a corporate Christmas party at a doctor's house. Holy shit.
Yeah, they get down. When folks get down.
Again, the rules for them are not necessarily applied to us. Like you all, hold on, see, we want to go back to the foundation and say that we weren't part of the foundation. So when I agree, and then I said we got included on the 13th, 14th, and 15th, you say, no, that ain't good enough. So, okay, so you are staying somewhat consistent, because if you start your foundation on racism and discrimination and sexism, that's your foundation. And if you try to fix the house by saying, well, we're going to make some improvements on the 13th and 14th and 15th day, but that ruthlessness, that corruption is in your basement, you laid that basement when it was raining, that basement will always leak until you try to fix it.
I hate the fact that we always considered how, I would say, the majority, not necessarily majority race, but like how Caucasian people get down is our standard when we are not the same. So stop trying to put all the stuff that they do and how they do stuff on a pedestal and then expect for us to adhere to what they are doing. It is not the same. Something that we said a long time ago about inclusion kind of stuck with me, even though I love multicultural everything, because I just love everybody, but I sure enough love me and mine, where I come from. But I am not opposed to necessarily inclusion, but at the same time, I know who I am, and I know that your standard or somebody else's standard of right or great is not mine. And just like you want me to honor yours, you need to honor mine and my standards. Everything that's done by Caucasian people is not the holy grail. It is not. It's simply different. A lot of our stuff is different, and it's okay. Yeah. Just because it's not like them does not make us wrong or them right. It's just the way that they do things, and it's a mindset. And there is a right and a wrong to it. And I believe that with these mindsets, some of them cannot get over the old evil mindset. Not all of them, but some of them are just holding on to that, and some of us are just we refuse and we move on in spite of, instead of always acting like their ice is colder. You know.
Yeah. So my and I agree with that stuff, Stephanie. But when we say that, we don't they want us to respect the way they do things, but they don't want to respect the way we do things. That's very interesting. That's very interesting because that can be applied to a lot of different things. But I want to get to this Caleb Crow that felt the need to come on here because I've never seen him before. And so I'm gonna be very
Hi, Caleb.
I'm gonna be very professional. Caleb Crow, he's talking about we don't need to apologize. White people don't have to apologize for racism, and we don't have to apologize for gang violence and this and that.
That's a false equivocation.
Okay. I won't even. All right.
And before you even go, let's make sure that they're American because they might be European. So there's some stuff that's culturally lost in the translation. You know what I mean? So Europeans don't understand our history as well as they think they do. So it may not be malicious. It might be misaligned.
Okay. So with that,
even though they
attack them. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Speaking of soccer, Lynn Camps, Jay Glass? Did you find time to? I know your sister's in town. Did you find any time to watch any of the World Cup?
No.
Yeah, you didn't miss much.
We are represented on every soccer team. Everyone. Okay, so there you go.
So, and I'm not even going down to soccer because I have a lot to say about that soccer, and even though we're being represented, but I'm gonna leave it alone. So I'm gonna go back to this Noah Wells because we always have to give our shout out of condolences and sympathies and empathies to women, mothers of these Black children. Okay.
Caleb, white people are in gangs too. Okay.
Yeah.
Some of them.
I don't think I.
Oh, he's from Ireland?
I don't believe that. 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 I don't believe that.
Oh, okay.
I don't believe that. The
Irish. I literally have an international audience. They probably are in Ireland.
I don't believe that they are Ireland because are Irish. That there's. Well, I'll go into that at a later time.
So anyway. And so to Caleb Crow, if you're from Ireland, and I see when I say Ireland, I mean Dublin. I don't mean Belfast. So I don't know if Caleb is for real Ireland or not. I don't know. And to AKA Q, I guess is he a Q dog? Is Q a Q dog?
I don't know.
K is my friend from high school. They're my non-binary scholar.
Caleb or AKA Q?
K. AKA K. It's K like
AKA Q. Okay. So
it's not Q, it's K.
I'm going back to what everyone has said. And when I said that, hey, I agree with everyone before I knew what everyone's going to say after Mr. Wiggs spoke. And I'm glad that I said that because I agree on this. We do need all the facts because maybe go ahead, Mr. Wiggs.
No, you're good. I was just clearing my throat. I'm sorry.
So, I agree with Mr. Wiggs' mindset. I definitely agree with Mikey because he's the youngest guy in the group and he's closer to these young people than we are. So he knows the mindset of that generation. Maybe it was an accidental drowning. Maybe it was a fist fight.
Like I said, let's wait. Let's just instead of, because this is what happens a lot. When something happens, then everybody jumps. And then we get emotional and everything before the facts.
Yeah.
And the part that we all feel horrible about, most of us, the majority, is that the young man is dead.
Right.
So
but check this.
That's the part. And we feel bad for the family and stuff. But everybody deserves a trial and everything. But we know with America's history, okay. Or we should even just say, not just American history, but that's what we are. But world history.
Right, but check this out.
How we've been treated.
On this podcast, I've never seen no one tonight jump the gun on anything because I haven't jumped the gun. And I haven't seen nobody act emotional because usually on this podcast, I'm the only one who gets emotional. we have not done that tonight on this particular case because we don't have all the facts. So when I said I want to sit back and back up what everyone else has said tonight, before hearing what you had to say, I knew y'all would be on time. I was correct. With that being said, I think Mr. Wig, I think Stephanie Lynn, and I think Mikey, all of your viewpoints are equal. They're all equal in my mind. Something happened, something doesn't sound right, and that's what everyone's kind of concerned about.
Something smells fishy.
Like Wig was saying, now we got to get around the horn because I gotta be up early tomorrow. Okay.
Your sister's here?
No, she actually flew out to Atlanta. Yeah, she flew out. She flew out today. Hey, her and my niece, they are killing it. Her and JoJo, they out here killing it. I love them getting around the States together, spending time before my niece goes to college. It's amazing to me. Shout out to my JoJo Beans, my niece Jordan Jackson, amazingly beautiful young lady who will be going to UC Riverside, as a matter of fact. Yeah. I just want to throw that out there. Shout out to my Beanses, as Uncle's Beanses. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, we gotta get to around the horn. I gotta be up early. There's a lot that I have to catch up on, and a lot of things that I'm trying to do. One of those things is going back to college. So that's one of the reasons why I've got to get up early. I've put my admissions in to go ahead and finish my degree. And
going to UK?
U of L. I'm going to Louisville.
Oh, give yourself a round of applause.
Okay, I will. I mean, I'm still I'm not at the finish line, but okay, I will give myself a round of applause for that. But yeah, so it's
You should.
got a lot going on tomorrow, trying to chase things down. Kids registration is coming up as well, so I am pushing. So let's get around the horn. Let me change the music for around the horn. Y'all want something slow and melodic, or you want something? I tell you,
as aggressive and brutal as possible, please. Something around 260 BPM or higher.
No, it's too late for that, man. I gotta get ready to go to sleep.
I'm trying to get effed up, dog.
I know, right?
Bless my brain.
Everybody would be raging if that was the case. Yeah,
I have a C murder request. Just kidding.
Oh no, no. No, my goodness. Oh Lord, we can't do that. But here we go. First up, Wig.
What happened?
Fine, let me get some Bone Crusher. All right.
Let's just get to around the horn.
DMX, please.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, Wig, you up for around the horn, bruh? You still with us, Wig? I know you be doing your thing. You be waking and baking, man. I don't know if you baked right now.
Did you ever get noodles?
Not yet. Noodles is coming next week, though. I got one more trip I gotta get. Yep, there you go.
I seen a quote from Fred Hampton, and he basically said that when you guys were talking earlier and you guys were saying America has a past, he basically said America doesn't want law and order; they want obedience. And they apply the law to the poor and call it justice. And when the rich break the law, they call it business. That's the country that we live in today. That's why we have to look at things through a tinted glass. That's our why.
This is true. That's true.
That's our why. That's why we look at things the way we look at things. I appreciate that, Glass.
Absolutely. We will push over President R.L. Brown.
So I'm gonna follow up with Mr. Wig by saying I have troubling concerns about this Wells case. Let me say his whole name correctly. Nolan Xavier Wells. Unfortunately, race will always play a factor by some degree in many cases. Hopefully, not in this one. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. All right. Stephen Lynn, we don't have a picture of y'all. We ain't got your video, but your audio began to act better once you pulled that away.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, we're looking at it. We're looking at ourselves like,
Hey. No. Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
We're looking at ourselves like we've been visible the whole
The
time.
whole time.
No,
Yeah.
it
We've been
not
brooksing
too
it?
heavy.
Is that what you said?
Yeah. Yep. You brooksed it.
We
We ain't Brooklyn it quite. No.
Yeah, I don't. We had to switch from the laptop to the
Tablet.
iPad
Yeah.
for some reason.
Okay. Gotcha.
Some technology. So we're not even able to see the comments without switching screens.
Right.
It's a little bit crazy tonight, but still glad we were able to participate. You know, I've when 4th of July rolls around, I send out a lot of text messages, you know, celebrating the 4th, and you know, for the most part, people throw it back, but some people that look like us, you know, don't fully want to participate, and some have told me that Juneteenth is their Independence Day.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I always look at 4th of July is it is the nation's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I don't get all bogged down in freedom this and freedom that, because we all know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know how we was living in 1776, where I think that was the one day we could get ice cream. Vanilla ice cream. I'm sorry.
Which is
Vanilla
definitely
ice
my
cream.
favorite,
Right.
but
Vanilla ice
there
cream.
you go again.
So
It begins again.
So for me, it felt really good to do Happy 250th, because I was just keeping it about being the birthday and trying not to cause any pain or suffering by getting into all the other things, because I get it. My name, Medeiros, is a property name. My ancestors were slaves on the Medeiros plantation. So I know better than most, because I carried this name for 58 years. So I know what it means. Now, I've never been a slave and never will be a slave. But my ancestors were property named Medeiros. So I definitely get it. And the reason why the Medeiros came to Texas was because slavery hadn't ended yet. This was Texas was what do you call it? The speakeasy, what do you call it? The after party after the club shuts down. Where do you go? That's what
kickback.
Texas was. Like, that's what Texas was for slavery.
I don't know.
So if you remember the beginning of Django,
Yeah.
those slaves walking into Texas from other southern states,
Yep.
that's my history. So
Wait, that was Mississippi, wasn't it? Wasn't it Candyland in Mississippi?
It was in Texas. You're talking about
Texas.
Mhm.
That was Texas. That was Texas.
No,
So-
they left from Mississippi into Texas.
Right. That's why I said southern states. Or my family was Tennessee. But in the Django, it was Mississippi to Texas. My point is, the reason why they came to Texas is because slavery had not ended.
Yeah, they ignored the whole.
It hadn't ended.
Yeah.
It was still on and popping
Mhm.
in Texas for another 2.5 years.
Yeah.
So, I celebrate both.
Yeah, me too. And my maiden name is Jones.
And
Hello?
they're 2 weeks apart. And right now they're in that long weekend area on the calendar. So hey,
let's do this. For me, rest in peace, and God bless the family of Nolan, right?
Mhm.
Xavier. What's his last name?
Wells.
Wells. Because that is, look, you don't have to be a family member. I mean, we are human and we feel that grief are a part of it. They're feeling it all. Regarding America, America means different things to different people. And as far as I am concerned in my family, yeah, it is from where we came from, St. Louis and everything. We've struggled. Everybody has struggled. And a lot of my people are from Mississippi. A lot of our people are from Mississippi. There's nothing nice about the upbringing of being sharecroppers in Mississippi from my family background. And just kind of sort of the joke a little bit about, again, what I was saying, for 4th of July, that was the only time that Black people could eat vanilla ice cream. Like I was saying earlier, I ain't never liked vanilla ice cream. So let them have it. But then I moved to Texas and they had Bluebell. That's different. That's different. No, I'm just kidding. No, but it's really that vanilla bean hit different. No, but everything, America means different things to different people. Everybody here is from somewhere else, which is not supposedly, that's what makes it great. So we should, and I will continue to fight for what it is and what it is supposed to be for me and us and anybody else that wants to join me in the fight. All that other stuff, they got a right to do what they're doing. It ain't necessarily legal, but until they get arrested or justice is served, we have to keep pushing forward and we have to keep fighting. I believe that's why I was born in this country, because God could have made me be born in another place. And so that's my assignment and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I can dig it. Give me 1 second. I gotta respond to this.
Mm-hmm.
It's something. It's a simple response.
Yeah,
All right, I responded. Nah. Mikey, I think it's on you.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Mine's short and sweet. Allies cry when you cry. They cry when you cry. Ask yourself if you're really an ally. If things that upset certain groups of people just don't even fucking bother you, maybe reevaluate where your allegiances are. If this isn't upsetting at all, or it doesn't ring up anything inside you, then maybe do a little self-reflection. Maybe something's not connected in there. Connect a couple of wires that are missing. Order new ones on Amazon. Do what you got to do. And I have one quote from former Peruvian president and dictator Oscar Benavides. For my friends, anything. For my enemies, the law.
That's nice. I mean, yeah, that's hard. That's cold.
Cold-blooded. That is cold-blooded. Shout out to Manny. This is Manny, mi hermano. And his over a million, he should be over 1 million at this point. Streams, right? Shout out to him. One of my brothers that helped me push actually doing a podcast. We were literally in the vehicle. He was taking me to a doctor's appointment when I came up with this idea. So shout out to him, always my brother for life. I was thinking about something. First off, I celebrate the freedom of any peoples who have been oppressed and they've met that final goal and gotten to a point of freedom from under any form of tyranny, right? So I would celebrate that for anybody. And not just that, but even getting to a point of coming close to, or getting to a point of understanding humanity, a shared humanity. So I just wanted to throw that out there. But let me also say this. As much as I sometimes appreciate it, white America, when y'all are in our business, and you're talking to us about gang violence or drugs or absent fathers, which is all bullshit, but we laugh at it anyway. Some people take it seriously.
See what I'm saying?
It, yeah, and when you're trying to jump in our business and tell us about our economics or anything of that nature, what I need y'all to do, for everyone who is of the mindset of white people don't need to apologize for slavery. Nobody alive today has been a slave, and nobody alive today was a slave owner. I need you all to turn to your community and start correcting them. I need you to be more involved with correcting the people who still what I can only begin to start deeming who are racist, right? So the people who say I'm not racist and we've never been slave owners, I need you to correct the people who want to be slave owners still. That's what I need you to do. I need you to stay out of my community's issues and fix yours.
Please,
all day, right? If Richard, Mikey, Steph, or Lynn walked in my house, I would have no issues with them going to different rooms or
nice couch. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, right. Just come on, hang out. I've got no issue with that because they've never done me wrong, and so they'll always be invited into my house without a second look, without me second guessing them. Now, if somebody came into my house and they began to steal from me, well then they'd probably never be invited back. But if they did come back, I would always have the reasonable ability and right to be suspicious of them. Why do you all not understand why black people are suspicious of you when you came into a house, stole some shit, took it to your house, said it was yours? Not only did you do that, but okay, let me back up because I don't want to say you because some people are sensitive. The skin is thin, right? So, but historically, people took other folks from somebody else's house, right? And then they began to breed them, and then there was a form of freedom given. Why do you think we shouldn't look at y'all thieving ancestors suspiciously, who have taught you how to essentially be thieves without acknowledging it?
Those are the founding fathers,
right?
Hold
on. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet because it's always a question of why are you like this? Because you taught us how to be like this. You've given us every reason, every excuse, and every literally every notion to be like this. And what you haven't done is given us any other reason to trust you as a full, as an entire group. Some, yes, all no. And I can probably go back to my Facebook page on Family Bloodline and pull up some comments right now that will continue to show you why that is a reinforced distrust. But instead of you all correcting your ill behaviors, I'm not even talking about the pastors who continue to get arrested for pedophilia. I'm not even talking about the Epstein class. I'm not talking about the teachers. So I'm not talking about that. I'm simply talking about your mental illness and engagement in racism. If you don't want me to be put off by you, give me a reason to trust you. And you haven't as an entirety.
Apologize.
If you're from North Mississippi or South Mississippi, I still don't know who you are. I just know you from fucking Mississippi. And Mississippi, god damn. And I'll be off my horse now.
One quick thing. If you ever do a show, if you ever do a podcast, and you ask White America, did they steal us from Africa, or did we sell ourselves into slavery? Did some Africans sell other Africans into slavery? Or was there a mixture of both? That's going to be a very highly rated show, because in my personal opinion, a certain percentage of America says, you guys sold yourselves into slavery, don't bitch about it now. That's their opinion, and they'll never have no type of shame over saying that, and they'll never have no respect over you or over us.
Just ask them what country it was and what the leader's name was.
Well, we ain't even got to deal that.
And they don't know. They don't actually understand anything that was going on during that time.
Right,
Let's just ask them to describe one leader that sold one African slave that was African. Just tell me their name.
In the history, you won't see one name. So what you're going to see is in the history books from black authors, white authors, that there were Africans selling other Africans when Europeans came down there in the eastern western part of Africa. And then there were Europeans that once that demand became so great, they start coming down and saying, we need more, and they start snatching people. So it's a very complicated, but I'm gonna stop there because it goes into a deeper issue.
It's a distraction, and it's just like with anything else. Just throw like Glenn always says, throw the exception. People throw the exception in there and try to make it the rule. So it's a bunch of bull, and I don't have time for it. So
but it comes down to accountability, and it gets to a deeper issue about when you find out that a lot of those slave ships were owned by Jewish merchants, and how. Let me stop.
Yeah,
I'll be back in the Old Testament.
Because what I often do when I do have these conversations with my white, I'm gonna sound like a politician, with my white colleagues.
Look at my caucus American.
What I'm usually actually talking about is I'm talking about the United States of America, our experience here in North America, right? And so when there's a pivot to begin to try and talk about Africa, I keep reminding them, I'm not talking about Africa. I'm talking about the inhumane treatment of humans here in the United States of America and why it continues to this day, why it's still allowed to this day. I don't want to pivot to a whole nother continent. I'm not going to do that with them, because if I have to begin to talk about continental history, well, then I've got to begin to talk about the Moors, teaching them how to bathe, cook their food, so on and so forth. I have to begin to talk about how I don't want to get into all of that. Right. I don't want to get into all that. So it's a topic of chattel slavery, and why, although they might not have participated in it because it wasn't for them, but why they continue the mentality of that notion. Yeah,
after they took the enslaved people over, they always sent back videos to show people what was happening to the people on the other side. They always brought back a video, so they knew exactly what was happening. You know what I mean? They knew, but this
is into a deeper issue about when they started painting God and Jesus and the angels as being white. In the Sistine Chapel, Michelangelo and all the paintings in Europe about how their religious figures were all white. See, that's why it tells you right there in the commandments, you don't paint what's above or below. You don't make those images. And once you start to paint Jesus and the angels as being white, well, then you naturally think that anybody who's not white is inferior to you, and that you should be able to go out and conquer them and Christianize them and act like you're bringing God to them, when on all actuality you came from these same people who were. I'm done.
They would whip people and then go to church on Sunday. Like, what are we talking about?
Let me throw this out there, right? Because we're talking about the Roman Catholic Church, right? And not the Catholic Church as it is today.
Right.
But as it
Roman
was,
Empire.
right, HRE. Who was not considered a citizen when they got here?
Catholics.
No, actually, if you go back,
here's a better question. Here's a better question. Where is the Vatican located?
Roma.
Rome. Yeah, it's its own separate city-state.
It's its own separate city-state. Yeah. In what area of the world?
Europe, Italy.
Right. Were all Europeans considered citizens when they first came to the United States of America?
No.
Absolutely. It did not.
Yeah. They were not even the white yet.
Exactly.
No,
exactly.
They chose to be. They chose to be.
It began to be
drafted when we had to release the slave.
Yes, they conformed to a system
How
because
can
it
you
helped
keep a
assist
straight
it in
face
a
stay glass with Mikey talking like that? Something wrong with you.
because I know
I can't turn it off.
so
Boy,
it's placating to a place that didn't even consider you a citizen when things were talked about, and you had to assimilate into that, just like everybody, a lot of other people, a multitude of people. You had to be at a certain point. You had to figure out how to be white in America.
Right.
So
maybe lost
I
missionary.
disagree. They never, like, a lot of Italians never assimilated. Nona is from the old country. She doesn't speak English. Like, it is perfectly acceptable to not assimilate. You just have to assimilate if you're brown. If you are outwardly part of the out group and not in the in group, you must assimilate. You must assimilate if you look different.
Well, tonight, maybe.
Yes.
So lost missionary. Maybe in this next podcast next Wednesday night he can jump in and talk with us.
Hi, Scott.
Because I have done a lot. I don't know if I've ever done a podcast where I've agreed with everyone so strongly tonight. But
it's just true.
I have a question for you, Richard. What made you do that? What made you do that? How can you agree when you don't know what people are gonna say?
Because once I talk to people enough and I know how intelligent they are, then I know that when I don't have all the facts on this case, and I've been saying all these podcasts, I judge each case regarding Black folks on that individual case, but then I have to show my bias when I tell you that I don't think Mississippi has a good history with Black folks. When I know that you guys are going to pick this thing apart, the way I went after that child situation in South Carolina, then I don't have to say a whole lot, and I can count on you to do the right thing. I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry.
Okay, I received that, and I understand that totally. Yeah. Just like if we need you to do research, we know you finna be on it.
Yeah, and then that water situation, because this is near water, and since I can't swim, and since Lynn can swim, and I don't know, I can't remember.
Yeah, I swim like a fish.
Yeah, so not all Black folks can swim.
Swim team, lifeguard.
I'm one of them Black folks who can't swim. So I'm very cautious near water. I'm not getting on no boat.
Me either.
But Lynn can get on the boat and probably swim in the ocean and make it back. But I can't make it back. No. So that water situation.
I get my hair wet, but I can't swim.
And I've had good swimmers say this. Swimming in a swimming pool in a controlled environment is one thing. Going into a lake or a pond is another. But when you go on, but if you go into that wrong type of river with that current, or in that ocean with that current, you could go downhill.
So you can't swim against the Gulf like that. Like you don't even if you're a long distance swimmer, like I would do. I think I did that 1600 one time. It's like a 15-minute race. You know what I mean? Like it takes forever, and you have to be. Your stroke has to be so efficient, and you have to be in such good cardio shape.
You play in the ocean. And you learn how to float with the current, because just standing in the shallow part, the riptide will kill you.
But the gap between the mainland and this island is such that you would need an actual ferry, because this is like seafaring water. Like this is chop. Like you can't take a fishing boat in there. You will capsize. It'll knock everybody out the boat. Your head be ringing the whole time.
And if alcohol was involved, which we don't know, you got kids on the island.
But I think
listen, the exception.
But Steph and Lynn, I think you guys missed before. I set off rip. I want everybody's cell phone in a bag. Don't touch nothing. We want everybody's cell phone. Give me your phone. Don't tell me no story. Give me your phone.
But the exception to the rule when it comes to swimming, and I'll make this exception. Those Hawaiians who grow up in that water, now they can get in that ocean and hold their ground. Surfers, they can hold their ground.
No, they respect the ocean. They don't get in that water. Yeah. they get in the part where they're supposed
to be. People grow up in that water. Yeah. Okay, they grew up in that water, and them surfers. If you can surf a wave and not worry about drowning when you go underneath that water trying to come back up, You got my
If
respect.
if we ever hang out, for
Yeah,
sure,
they
and there's a
don't. They
pool
don't
nearby,
fight it. They just
Uh-huh.
go with.
You
They
can teach
literally
me.
go with
I
the
have
flow.
literally taught hundreds of people to swim
Well, then I
in
need
St.
you-
Louis, and in St. Louis, no less.
And Mikey
Hundreds.
I need
16.
it. I need it. I need it. Yeah.
I'm
I
not
need it.
16. I'm almost 40.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm almost 60. So yeah.
So,
Good luck.
Wow.
But I had my mother had a sibling drown at camp, so
Mm.
my granny was not playing.
That'll do it.
Okay.
She wasn't playing. I'm talking about as soon as you got out of diapers, you take your little narrow ass to that YMCA and you go take them lessons. You're gonna start off as a guppy, and then you're gonna be a bluegill, and you can be a tuna, then a dolphin, and a
That's
sea
it.
turtle. You had everybody in the whole crew had to go through the ranks. She wasn't
drowned
playing.
in the Merrimack River, so I just
Oh.
stay on the.
That Merrimack River's nobody to fool with. See,
Hey,
you said
I-
the key word. That Merrimack, that
I was at
Mississippi.
camp. I was
Okay.
at camp and our boat capsized because we were in a canoe and these people came by in a motorboat and it capsized and
The
they
wake?
had to come get us and
Yeah.
trying not to die, and they was trying not to get sued because I would have been one of the black children that drowned.
See?
Yeah, but all right, let me get to it, good people. I'll be up late tonight trying to get some stuff knocked out and pull information because I don't want to start off as a year one college student again. I've been there, I've done that. So I'm getting
We're so
as
excited.
much. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm happy to
Joe
be getting back
College,
on this.
Joe
road.
College.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Calvin
interesting.
got a job.
So
Look,
with that
we
being
real
said, as
mod.
always,
Look, Jay Glass, you
Yeah.
so mod. You real mod now. Look at you.
right? So, but with that being said, as always, we thank everybody for coming in and hanging out with us. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you decided to be with us, and we appreciate that. So, with that being said, again, thank you. God bless and good night.